cybersecurity news keeps proving one thing: even the most trusted SaaS platforms can become a doorway for attackers. The recent Salesloft Drift supply chain breach shows how a single integration can ripple through the entire digital ecosystem, hitting giants like Zscaler, Palo Alto Networks, and Cloudflare. In this video, we'll break down what happened, who's impacted, the magnitude of this breach, and how AGMP Consulting can help your organization prepare.
In August 2025, attackers exploited a vulnerability in Salesloft's Drift AI chatbot integration. Through this weakness, they managed to steal OAuth and refresh tokens, the keys that allow applications like Salesforce and Google Workspace to talk to each other without constantly re-authenticating. Once the attackers had those tokens, they could impersonate legitimate services and gain deep access to Salesforce instances with customer and case data, Google Workspace accounts with emails, documents, and contacts, AWS and Snowflake environments holding critical cloud infrastructure data. This wasn't a single breach. It was an attack on the connective tissue of the modern SaaS ecosystem. The blast radius was enormous. Over 700 organizations reported downstream impact. Among the most notable, Zscaler, a leader in cloud security; Palo Alto Networks, one of the biggest cybersecurity firms in the world; Cloudflare, a key player in global internet infrastructure. If companies specializing in security were impacted, it means every other industry vertical, finance, healthcare, manufacturing, is at equal or greater risk. What makes this breach different is scale and subtlety. Attackers didn't just steal usernames and passwords. They harvested access tokens that bypassed traditional security. They compromised AWS access keys, VPN tokens, and even internal support cases, increasing the risk of supply chain and insider-style attacks. Experts now warn this is part of a state-sponsored, highly coordinated campaign, making it one of the most serious SaaS breaches in recent history. This isn't a company problem. It's a systemic ecosystem problem. Now, you might think, we don't use Drift or Salesloft, so we're safe. But here's the reality. If you use any SaaS tool integrated with Salesforce, Google Workspace, or AWS, you could be exposed. If your vendors or partners were impacted, your supply chain risk just spiked. And if your incident response plan doesn't cover token revocation and API scope monitoring, you're already behind. At AGMP Consulting, we don't just highlight problems, we implement solutions. Here's how we help organizations mitigate breaches like this: integration and token audits. We map every connected app in your environment, identify dormant, over-permissioned, or vulnerable tokens. Zero Trust Security Framework limit token scope to least privilege. Apply continuous authentication for critical workflows. Incident Response Playbook. We design and simulate breach scenarios. Train your IT and security teams to revoke, rotate, and isolate fast. Compliance and governance. Ensure your controls align with PCI DSS 4.0, SOC 2, GDPR, and HIPAA. Prove to your board, regulators, and customers that you're in control. Forensic support and hardening. If you've been impacted, we help trace the breach, lock down SaaS configurations and APIs to prevent repeat incidents. The Salesloft Drift supply chain breach is a wake-up call. Your weakest integration can become your biggest exposure. At AGMP Consulting, we help businesses not just react to today's threats, but build resilience for tomorrow's attacks. Contact us to schedule a SaaS security and integration audit, and let's secure your digital transformation journey.